Hello, this is Joanne in Colorado. I am trying to find my birds. I can look outside and I can hear birds chirping everywhere, and I am just convinced that maybe possibly they are enjoying the bugs in the pine trees and the juniper trees around here. And I see a few of them come through, a few at a time. And well, we'll go see if we can find some and try to get pictures of them and put them all together, and maybe we will actually see some. I kind of wanted to give you an update on my husband. We would love to see that the lawyers could wrap up his case. Thanks for all the prayers the other day. We went to see the new doctor to get the new evaluation, and he gave a much more accurate evaluation, but he raised it by another another half again of what it was before. And because the lawyers didn't like the previous valuation, we're not sure exactly what they'll do with this one or how long it'll take for them to settle things. So wish they'd hurry, but I just want it to be worthwhile to do us enough good to at least get us out of debt from what this cost us, and hopefully be able to move to a little cheaper place. We pay really high rent here, and they raised it on us on top of that. So we would very much love to have a little cheaper rent, but we still want a nice yard so that we can have hummingbirds and lots of other birds. Being able to watch them from this yard with the little crabapple trees, and being able to put the plants that we have where we have, and water features. Still haven't got my rock done yet. My faux rock. The weather just went kaput, and then our cash flow went kaput, so I haven't been able to afford some more cement to do this. But hopefully really soon here we'll be able to just get a little extra and be able to make some more to sell. I am eager to make one for my own yard. I'd like it to be high enough though that I like them when they're not just on the ground, when they're up a few feet. So this one I'm waiting for the moss to show through. You can kind of see the tooling, I guess is what that material is called. It's kind of like a really thin net, but tool. And it was pretty cheap. I got it for the wedding so that I can kind of fill some gaps in the flowers that I was making. But they said that that new green moss would grow right through that, and it would help stabilize it. So I'm not seeing any green moss growing through it yet. Sun has been shining though, and the water's definitely getting on it. So they said it needed constant, kind of continuous water so that, you know, had plenty of moisture. The bees like the moss. They like to be able to get water off of it because they don't drown while they're doing it. But yeah, I think the water's, I think it's flowing down all the sides like we need it to. Got little birdies yelping behind me, but I can't see any of them. I got a couple clips of some little birds that were eating down here in the rocks, and I moved their other hanging food dish over there to the tree. So good at finding things. There we go. There. It's hanging up in that tree on a little skinny wire so that the squirrels hopefully will stay out of it. Probably if a squirrel jumped in it, it'd probably knock the whole thing down. And I will see if we've got some birds taking baths over there. I did put a camera up over there today. My battery charger for my Canon camera died, and it wasn't charging any batteries. It's kind of hard to take videos when you don't have any batteries that are charged, and especially with the temperatures down in the single digits. So I'm gonna go put those together and see what I've got. I tried to clean some of the extra boughs out of my pots because those plants are starting to come up, and I am eager. You can see the green ones, those are pin stemming, and on the mountains they show up real early in the spring and start blooming, and they have lots of hot pink flowers and blue flowers. And anyways, I just need to make sure I have the pine boughs off of them so that it's good that they're insulated now, but if they're stifled when they start coming up, then a good thing can turn into a bad thing in a hurry. So anyways, we're still alive. I've been trying to work on getting other jobs just because that doctor that evaluated my husband said, oh, they're going to quit paying you. That's all done with. And our lawyers told us your husband shouldn't be getting a job until this is done, or you'll just sabotage yourself. And he's gone through a lot, and we lost a lot, and it would just be nice if they correct that and give us enough to fix his teeth. They convinced us to have all of his teeth pulled because they said workman's comp wouldn't pay to fix each tooth they knocked out. Over 8 or 9 teeth got knocked out in the accident. And I'm looking at the bird nests and things here and there while I'm talking, trying to find the birds. There are so many birds in this neighborhood. Anyways, my husband was convinced to have all of his teeth pulled out so that they would fix them right, and then he had over a whole year that he had no teeth because they made them bad and they didn't fit. Didn't even fit in his mouth. They were too long, they stuck out like a shoe. And too wide, and couldn't chew anything with them. And then they fought over that, fixing that for a long time while his shoulder was having surgery and all of that stuff that he went through, all of the tendons were ripped off of his rotator cuff. So anyways, we had to have surgery for that and have that rebuilt and wait all that time for him to be able to use that and all the therapy. His broken back and broken nose, they let heal on its own. As far as his fractured jaw and his knee that they put a plate and 9 screws in. They said 9 screws, but we only saw 8 in the video, so I'm not sure. In the pictures, x-rays, I'm not sure which is accurate. I would think they would know how many they put in, but anyways. So all that time that we waited for that to heal, and then they tried to fix his teeth again, and they made some more teeth that won't stay in his mouth. So anyway, this doctor was kind and said he hoped that he would give us enough on the damage level for his teeth that he could go get some more teeth. get them fixed however we need to get them fixed when this is all done. So it's kind of tough to go get a job when, especially customer service or something without teeth. It's it's just one of those things that just doesn't, well, you can't talk very well and you can't relate and people don't, I don't know. Somebody was trying to sell me a new dress with no teeth. Well, I'm sure everybody has their opinions, but it's just unsettling to me. So we have heard nothing from either set of lawyers. We're just hoping and praying they keep paying us weekly so we can get close to paying our bills. And in the meantime, if I can make more bird baths, get the green moss on this one and make my faux rock so it makes a nice waterfall but drains back down into its own reservoir inside so it doesn't have to dig a hole. Could look really nice. I can get them sold. I've sold a lot of bird baths. A lot of them this winter. I hate to part with their favorite ones. But anyways, we do have bird baths. I'd like to make a bigger reservoir for the one and a little deeper that they all love to take baths in over there. Looks like a little urn. Exactly like that little one over there. I take that apart and put cement in there. Get a big solid bowl that I can push down in the center so that it makes a nice even bowl on top, and fill that bottom little part with cement. And it was too cold when I did the last one, so when I poured it out, some of the outside edge chipped off, which should be nice and strong, but it wasn't because of the temperature. So I'm trying to wait for warm weather, but in the meantime I'd like to get another one made. And then I put a plate in the center and maybe a 4 or 5, 6, 5-inch poly pipe, just big enough to sit on the bottom and hold the plate in place. And then the little pump can be in there and pump it through the center of the plate and just keeps the water bubbling. And birds love that. And it's a nice even level when I fill it up. I can fill it up about 1 inch across or 3/4 of an inch across. And the birds can get a really good bath while not feeling like they're going to drown if they step in the wrong place. And the water moves, but it doesn't wash them away. So I want to get some more of those made too, because I think people enjoy having something that is sturdy, but yet birds love. Might try to get it a little higher off the ground though. Might try to find a base that'll set on that's higher that I can fill with cement and make a taller one. So anyways, that's what I'm working on. Otherwise, other than just being stressed just enough so that it's been really hard for me to get rid of the weight that I need to get rid of. But we're trying to eat healthier, and I'm just trying not to let the stress get to me. And thank the good Lord for taking care of us, because He's done a good job for a lot of years. My husband and I have been married for maybe 45 years now. Anyways, got married the month I turned 18. And my husband was 21 and in the Air Force. So we've been married a few days, way back in 1979. I think that's when we got married. Yeah, that's when we got married. end of December, right before the new year. So, anyways, we've been through a lot of things together, and through all this, I think all we've gotten done is gained weight from the stress and not being able to go anywhere or do anything. So we're gonna try to get rid of that so that we can enjoy the rest of our lives and not be out of shape. But things are happening just really slow. And one of these days, they're gonna say, hey, we're tired of this, we're gonna wrap it up. And hopefully they wrap it up on the plus side for us. So we can get my husband his teeth, and he can feel good about himself when he goes to work somewhere else. So it's hard to believe in all these trees. All these trees. Trees, trees, and trees everywhere in my neighborhood. And you can hardly hear a bird. And I know there's birds everywhere. You got water, the neighbor's got water features. He's got waterfalls. We got food everywhere. But I think when spring happens, or when it gets warm enough, little bugs in the trees. And then maybe all the pine nuts and all of that. But little bugs come to life in all those trees. And I think those birds love to eat little bugs. Haven't seen anything down looking for worms in the ground. It's still kind of, probably not frozen all the way, but enough, cold enough. But they all start nesting. So they're all chasing each other and looking for good nests. That one over there, I don't know what kind of bird moved in there, but I saw some nice long white feathers sticking out of it. Kind of looked like I don't know, some kind of piece of art. And our hummingbirds will start coming back in sometimes as early as March. With all the fires and stuff that they had in California, I'm not sure if they'll have lots of flowers blooming on the hillsides or if they'll be black and dirt. I know the bees have been out a little bit looking for stuff. I can hold my phone up over by one of those trees in the front yard, and man, the neighbors have a big juniper tree right over the beehive. And there's a lot of chirping going on there, but something about standing next to the beehive with the phone up in the air doesn't seem like probably the best idea. I got stung 3 times last spring really badly with some new bees that he brought in from Mexico. And man, they stung my face and my eye, and the whole thing swelled up, and I looked like I had 2 faces. Anyways, can't see any birds, so I am gonna go work on some projects that I need to finish in the house and see if I can find enough bird pictures in the last few days' videos that maybe we can see what kind of birds are still hanging around. So I have seen some chickadees. They are cute as could be, but just can't always catch up with the camera to get them. So one of these days, this yard's going to be full of birds again, and if the temperature dropped, man, they'd be in here packing away this seed like you wouldn't believe. I haven't hardly touched that seed in days. So the blue jays I throw them a bunch of peanuts out over there on the rocks because I don't want them chasing all the little birds out of the bird seed over here. And when they come flying in at the food dish like bombers, the other birds flee. So if I put them over there, then they chirp and they land in the tree up above it, and then they come flying down and grab their peanuts. And then they go eat them and come back and get another one. So the other birds aren't as scared, and they'll usually stay here and eat as long as they're not flying straight at them with their feeders. And having this other feeder up in this tree over here, and the new finch food in I cleaned out all those feeders and put new fresh food in them. But they love just being in the tree and being able to drop down into that food dish and have all the food they want. And then it's pretty close range for them to zip over into the corner there behind this bird bath, or in this bird bath, and have a bird bath and a drink of water. And the ones that eat here, they usually will go to this bird bath. Maybe they're coming earlier than I'm getting out of bed. Maybe that's my problem. I have been really tired lately. Anyways, thank you for hanging in there with me. We're going to have a bunch of really pretty birds one of these days. In the meantime, if you feel like checking out hummingbirds and where the hummingbirds are when they're not here, I'm going to put a link to my friend's YouTube page down in California. I hope I won't lose you for good. I just love to watch her channel. She'd be sitting out in her yard and there's hundreds of hummingbirds. She didn't start out with hundreds. Started out with a few feeders, and now she's got thousands of hummingbirds that feed there. Especially with all the California fires, they go berserk. No, they're just happy. Not berserk. They're just happy to be there. Have such good food, and then she starts growing flowers. She used to have a lot of flowers for them, but she started growing some of the flowers that we grow, and they really like it. So now she's got a garden for hummingbirds, and I might go watch that video, and I'll post it for you. A link in my description so that you can see what it's like when a person just really gets a haven for hummingbirds. Anyways, you will love it if you haven't already found her site before I show it to you. Anyways, her name's Robbie and Gary on YouTube in California. So I will talk with you soon, and I will get bird pictures even if I have to go to somebody else's yard to do it. So have a great day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. It's just nice to know we have a few friends in this world when we've been so cut off from everybody and just busy trying to survive. Anyways, you guys have been my contact with real people in the real world, and I just appreciate you so much. I really needed it through this time, and I just always loved people and traveled a lot, and being stuck at home for 3 years has really been hard on me. So have a great day, and I'll be back. Bye-bye.